to this. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm starting cool. I was about to exit that queue.
What's going on? Who are these people?
No idea. But if they're attacking us, our only choice is fighting back. Hey, look over there! Can you get us out of here? So you're telling me you're thieves who steal hearts, and you just happened to stumble into this world? Rebel always help the phantom thieves, just as the phantom thieves have helped. Never forget the hero united force.
This looks like Mario Rabbids. I guess hence the tactics name. Yeah, this definitely looks like Mario Rabbids, which is on sale at Best Buy today for $25. I don't know, I might have a couple more hours to decide because this is the deal of the day. The deal of the day. Persona 5 Tactics. November 17. I might go for that. I mean, if it has Persona 5 in front of it, I'm pretty much, you have me like halfway already. This though, I wasn't too crazy about Mario Rabbids. I didn't get too far. But in any event, we can play after a half hour. And you know what? The thing that sucks is that you can't, or at least I don't know how to trim the stream down. To trim it down so that you can cut all that waiting out. All right. Which way was I heading? Darkened way? How's my inventory? Oh, my inventory's full. Shit. Let me go here. I might just to see if it's decent, and then I might get P3R so I can play the remake and see if it got any better. P3R is a remake? Or is that another spin-off?
Father bless. What do you need?
Remake of Persona 3 now called Persona 3 Reload. I just bought the Persona P3 and the Golden Bundle. Which is the Persona? That's the Persona 3 for PSP. And what is this one? The original Persona 3 that they're remaking now? Ah, and this is the one that you said is better? Is better than the PSP version? Or the one that you prefer? This has thorns, resistance to all elements. I hear P3P, but it's just that it needs to be remade with animated. Anime cutscenes and such, but now Persona 3 is getting a remake. The original, which I don't like very much because the whole AI dudes fight. Oh yeah, I remember that. That was the thing that you didn't like the most about it. Yeah, dude, it's one. Yeah, now I gotta wait to play that one first. Maybe. I don't know when I'm gonna. I just bought them. I bought Golden and P3P because they were on sale, like 25% off. I'm like, I'm not gonna get to play these, but I might as well add them because you don't know when they're going on sale again. I die on the hill. I say it's the best game. Yeah, especially if it's like the first time you're playing. Like if I think on my first playthrough I played and I controlled everybody, but then on the second one I kind of knew what to do, so I kind of let the other characters play. Speed it up a little bit. Damn, let's just load. Strike damage. Felt it suffered from new team taking over the games after Persona 1 and 2 team left and split off. It was developed by a completely new team. So 1 and 2 must have felt considerably different compared to 3. Because yeah, I usually don't hear too much about 1 and 2. Usually, like if you go into like the game store, you'll see things about 3, 4, and 5 a lot. Damage to close.
Camouflage nicely.
Once you forgot because they are the old team. And the new team chooses not to speak of them because it's not their word. Same with Pete. And the same with Pete. Interesting. Well, I guess that makes sense. Like if you didn't put any work into the first two, you wouldn't have any real attachment to them. Does this place have a stash? Innkeeper.
Take a chance, wanderer.
It's like they don't mess with each other. Persona 3 became from Persona 1 2 played and eventually became himself Persona 5. You think they would ever remake 1 and 2? I feel like you gotta. You have to pay homage to the first game at some point if you're gonna be doing these remakes. Or maybe those. Yeah, but if Atlas owns the rights, shouldn't they be able to? Without their permission? Talking about a new head of the team. You mean a new head of the Persona team for like Persona 6 or whatnot? Going forward with the future games? Uh-huh. I'm still waiting to hear about 6. I wanna see the older big 3 are stepping back. Damn. Just let a guy who worked on the P4 Golden get to the top. Well, I wouldn't mind. Suppose it's gonna get me gonna be working on P6. Well, if the guy that did P5R is in charge, that's a good vote of confidence. 14. This is 12. So we're gonna need better pants. Should I roll for pants? Requires level 11? How come he's only offering level 11s? I found the guy only worked on Enchanted. Enhanced dishes games like P4G, P5R, yeah, very small in P4G. But he has been in many different areas of work. Well, I mean, those two are probably the most revered. So I guess he knows what it takes to make like the complete game and what a complete game needs to be. Where are the pants go? Pants.
Not much, is it?
Ah, they are level 11. Pants.
Bad luck. Try again.
Ah. Oh, what are you saying? Atlas, I was right, but the one thing, remember the big thing that worked on Persona? I recall the old team. That old team's got to be like literally old at this point now. Like the culture thing, we need to respect the old team to not touch their work. That's is that rare? Trying to think of other initial games that have been remade. I think of like Resident Evil 1, 96, and then the new one, the remake was 2002 or something like that. As played the other games. Actually, yeah, Resident Evil 1 they remade relatively. It was relatively close in time to the original release, so that maybe not. But this, I feel like there's other games that they had an initial release and then it was remade. Like the total opposite is going to be Horizon. If that rumor is true that Horizon Zero Dawn is going to be remade, that game I felt like that just came out. I mean, and then what? Last of Us they remade twice already, kind of. What other games though? Where Diablo 2 was remade, and that game, I think that was like a 20-year span from the original game. I wonder how they were able to pull that one off. And I think they used the original code to do that. Remake 1 and 2. From the old games. See, here we got it from Persona 1 and 2. Yeah, if they did 1 and 2, there was probably... I mean, I would assume they would redo those from the ground up. But how many people are they... How many people are they kind of speaking to be like, remember this game? Come back and play it again. Or are they going to remake it with the intentions of the Persona 4 Golden and Persona 5 Royal, people coming in to be like, I want more Persona. I want to play the games that were before this one. Those are the people I think they would remake it for, or that they should remake it for. Because 1 and 2, I imagine, are not that popular as compared to 3, 4, and 5. So you remake them to get the customers that are buying 3, 4, and 5. You need to have the reasons for sort of like important. So their stories were their main claim to fame? Connected to each other, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are connected to each other? Okay. So then if that's the case, then maybe they can make a 1 and 2 combo kind of game. That might be a thought. Shit on 1 and 2 because they said it was a copy of Shin Megami Tensei. Well, they are a spin-off. Two versions of the game with 2 different stories. Kind of paint themselves into a corner with those games. But I don't think developers... Do they think about remakes when they make the initial game? They're like, we're going to make this game, and then one day there'll be a remake of it. And then we won't be able to kind of put everything in a nice, neat little package. The war between Shin Megami Tensei and Persona fans, because Atlas, they spin off of themselves many, many times. Yeah, but if the spin-off is a success, then isn't that good for the Shin Megami Tensei customer? I would think. Persona 1 and 2 cast come back because they made notice of them? You mean the cast? The voice cast? It isn't like Shin Megami Tensei. I hate the games. The characters in the game. Yes. What did I do? I'm gonna complain. I found out. I haven't got to complain on how I found out. Shin Megami Tensei only Persona. Shin Megami Tensei fans shouldn't mix. They should stop playing Shin Megami Tensei. Who said that? A streamer? People worried about the craziest shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, that actually makes more sense. You don't see too many streamers shitting on their viewers. Luckily, nobody did that to me when I was streaming Persona 5 or something like, hey, you can't play that because Shin Megami Tensei is better. I've been like, excuse me? Persona 5 put ads on the map. Shin Megami Tensei, yes. What happened to get him? Here's what happened to get him big. That's how I feel like, because I was part of that crew that came in with 5, right? Yeah. 5 by watching my buddy stream it, and then when Royal came out, that was it. And then I got done with 5, and then I bought Shin Megami Tensei for Switch. And I have I haven't got through like the first area or whatever you call it in there. But like I said, I find like the music of Persona 5 is so good. Like, I think that's like one of the things that hold it back, and like maybe like the characters like a Morgana is not in the game, or they have kind of characters, but it's just not the same. Slowly getting finished, Shin Megami Tensei. Big River Go Atlas was Persona 5. Yeah, and then from learning that, I learned that they're owned by Sega or they had affiliation with Sega. I was like, oh, I didn't know that they were linked to Sega and stuff like that. And that's what led me, to get Shin Megami Tensei. And I'll probably finish it one day, but they wouldn't have another Shin Megami Tensei sale if not for Persona 5. At least for me. And I'm sure other people are probably... I have a feeling other people are in the same boat. That they played Persona 5, and then they beat it, and they wanted something else, and they probably said, hey, let's try this other game from Atlas, Shin Megami Tensei. So the Shin Megami Tensei guys should be happy that Persona 5 kind of helped expand their portfolio. Sega and Sony don't give them out a hand with money, which is why they are getting stuff. It is Persona 6. Atlas doesn't get as much money as a handout. Yeah, but if I guess if Sony were to get them somehow exclusive, then it might be a different story. But they're putting out games on Game Pass also. Like I was playing Persona 5 Royal on Game Pass. I have Golden downloaded with Game Pass. So maybe there's not as much. Sony doesn't have as much skin in the game when they're making games for Xbox. They're publishing for Xbox too. But maybe Sony should look to acquire them if they're paid for that stuff. The first one because they saw Alice again. Yeah. And also because I think Xbox is weak in Japan, and I guess to kind of get a foot in the door in Japan, I think that's kind of like why they made that move too. Try to get in Sony's home turf. A PlayStation owned thing. PlayStation doesn't have Iron Fist as Atlas. So what, they were original? Oh yeah. I guess that makes sense. But in thinking about it, I would think it probably wouldn't be a costly purchase if they were to somehow get Atlas, sever the ties with Sega and bring them in-house. Technically has their chain on them, but Sega doesn't spy on their name everywhere. Yeah. Even though their logos kind of... I don't know, I just feel like the logos... Now that I found out that they're connected, the logos kind of resonate with each other or something, or they kind of remind me of each other now. Yeah. Atlas on its own... And it looks like, Microsoft is trying to scoop up, and then Sony's trying to scoop up developers also. Somebody should make a play for them. Don't let Nintendo get them. See, Alice was like, give me my games. I think Microsoft is ending up. I know there was some kind of turmoil or whatnot with their deal with Activision Blizzard, but I think they're going to end up getting them, from what I heard or from what I read, which is why they made a deal with Atlas. Yeah, somebody's gonna have to go around and start scooping up these smaller developers. There's no loot. Armor, blacksmith. No. I need a stash. There's no stash. Oh, this town is really small. Persona 5 took forever to get out. Those took forever for Upward to actually see them. Actually, yeah. And I don't know. Is six going to be coming anytime soon, or is that going to be a wait and a half? I feel like people think, oh, this is a big empire. It's still small, but game out every year. It's like 4 games. Yeah. What did they have? They had Soul Hackers, Shin Megami Tensei, Persona 5, Strikers. I don't know what. Is there any other franchises they released games for recently? Or, I mean, it seems with them that they like to make some spin-off games. So with either be games, they make games. They worked on some other mobile games. Yeah, I guess they like to reuse those assets and whatnot. Be efficient. But that's kind of like what a lot of studios do, it seems. Spends money. Might not be the best. Might be the best, but it's money because no one gives a handout. Yeah, so maybe the revenue from a spin-off helps to fund the next original game, the next original title. Chinese company just for P5X. Yeah, I'm saying that. Just to get a game in there. And everybody wants to do business. Yeah. Changes. Just store that. People don't see as Alice had gotten to the point of, hey, I'm so popular. They're just going to give my fans bad games, bad companies. And they go, I don't care, I got money. It hasn't got to the point. Oh! Yeah, I see what you're saying. Hopefully they can maintain that, though. Not be like Nintendo, where Nintendo was kind of like fading away with that Wii U, and then they got the Switch, and the Switch was very successful, and now they're going after anybody that makes any kind of game, you know, with their assets. They're going after emulators now. It's like, we have all this money, now we're gonna make the lives of people miserable because we can. Because people have been saying stuff about Alice because B6 hasn't been announced. But that's their MO though, because That's like the same thing that happened with Persona 5, is it not? That they kind of left people kind of like they left people kind of wanting more and want a unfinished game. Yeah, and the state that the industry's in right now, you have to put out a finished game, or you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay badly. You end up like Gollum, Lord of the Rings Gollum, or Forspoken, which nobody has spoken of since it came out. That has a reason to take so long. I don't have any ideas. I don't want this game to do bad. I want this game to do bad because it has a story I don't want to tell. Yeah, that's kind of like how I think of the games of the Nintendo, Super Nintendo era, was that the video games were kind of like a work of art and they made money from that art, whereas now it's turned into kind of like a stock market where I buy an intellectual property and then I have them make whatever and I try to sell it and try to get the most profit from that as I can. So it's kind of like you put in the profit making first, whereas before they kind of put the art first and then the money came after that. Yeah, it's kind of like businessmen have gotten and taken over the artists and said, make this and make it by this date, and I don't care if it works or not, just make it and charge this much money, and I want this much profit margin. Nintendo cared about Japan's famous, but now it's gotten corrupt. Yeah, Nintendo, yeah, and they were the ones that were kind of there at the beginning. I mean, you got Atari and stuff before them, but they are the ones that saved the industry. And now Nintendo's kind of like, going after emulators, and you can't have our characters in Unreal Engine and stuff like that. Saying death threats on interviews. I don't know about that, but I get pretty... That's crossing the line if that's the case. Oh, to their own employees? But yeah, in Japan, it's like a whole other thing. You work... It's like company first, family second over there, from what I understand. And for what has been said about. Yeah. That's their culture. Let's go. Nintendo eventually have their mini games. Keep going down that path. But they like reselling the same games over and over again. I have no idea where it's... There we go. I have no idea where they're going to go with the Nintendo Online. Like after the Switch and everything, are they going to continue the Switch Online service, or are they going to have are they going to make like a Switch 2 service, and you're going to have to subscribe to that to play all the games? Oh, eventually, and however long people will go see ya, which doesn't seem to be anytime soon. But I guess you have to wait for Nintendo. Can I get to there from here? I have to go around. We'll have to wait for Nintendo to have like another flop, like a Wii U, for Nintendo to kind of ingratiate themselves back to their audience. Yeah, they're just sitting on so much popular IP, and IP that's been around for so long. Feel is set how they are compared to PlayStation and Xbox. Yeah, like you think of like Mario, Zelda, Kirby. Characters have been around for a long time. Yoshi.
More strangers in the camp.
PlayStation, Xbox, and the same. They're the same games. And they don't care what games. But you have games and still care about it. Xbox doesn't seem to be like that anymore, I must say. Like, where are the Xbox franchises? Like, Xbox seems concerned with no good complaints to a company like Nintendo. Well, no, I mean, people complain about Nintendo all the time on the internet, and then, you know, they get ghosted, and they get DMCA'd and stuff like that. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, are they trying to just become like the Netflix of gaming in the end? Like there won't be like an Xbox anymore, and Xbox will be Netflix, where your TV has Xbox on it, and you log into Xbox, and you share your password for Xbox. Yeah. They're just buying up companies. But the companies they're buying, I feel, are not even really adding anything to their portfolio even. Like, what, you know, when's the investment going to pay off? Panic buying, you think? Yeah, maybe it's like, well, we better buy them before Sony buys them, or something. But no, I think they are trying to be. They're trying to be the one there first. They're trying to be the Netflix to maybe Sony being the Blockbuster, where, you know, they would try to catch up with what Xbox is doing, and then it's too late. You know, they already have the market share.
I'll explain on the way.
Yeah, they're trying to be first. Like YouTube came on. You must check everything out. It's like YouTube. Yeah, and then, you know, there was competitors to YouTube, like what was Twitch before Twitch? It was something TV, I think. And then, I think they had that other platform. Sure. They had that other platform, I think, that DSP was streaming on. I forget what that was called also. See, that's what happened. They get forgotten to history, these things. Oh yeah, Mixer, which was Mixer, which was like technically my start into streaming. Mixer brought Ninja. Yeah. They paid for Ninja, and then he ended up going back. That deal must have worked out well for him.
I lack the needed mana. I'm not ready yet.
They go really sell the products. Similar, also they go to every other company. They sell the products for people to you. Products to people for you. Yeah, they're like the distributor or the middleman. Nintendo's always been innovative. Yeah, so I'd be very interested to see. I'd be very interested to see what direction Nintendo goes. Are they gonna go for just an improved Switch, like they did with, I guess, from the NES to the SNES? Yeah, from the NES to the SNES, and then from the Wii to the Wii U, kind of. No, even the Wii U had like a fundamental change to it in the tablet. From the NES to the SNES, it was really just graphics and a different controller. So are they going to do something again like that, where it's just a graphics upgrade, keeping with the times? Such a big thing. They thought it was going to be the next big thing, so they added it, honestly. Yeah, but they had success, I guess, with the Famicom disk drive to an extent, but that never materialized here. Yeah, they were definitely ahead of the curve. As bad, but I guess they kind of tried to reach a little too far. I mean, the technology was not there for them to really harness it. When it wasn't there for anybody. I think that there was other products similar to that, but that it wasn't for the consumers that even had. Yeah. I really feel though that my inkling is that Nintendo is just going to go for an upgraded Switch that, you know, developers can keep developing games for. You see Apple new. Oh, I heard about the Apple headset. I didn't. I still have to watch the event itself, but 3,500 for the headset. People will pay it, but how many people? Will it be enough people? There's a dark path to go down. I think, I think the AI is the darker path. That's going to lead to some strange news stories, I think. But that is going to be the future, right? But I think that might end up like the Virtual Boy also, where the technology is not quite there yet for what they want to do. I think the people that are going to pay the $3,500 for the headset, they're going to be like the beta testers, and the second version or whatever, that'll be the one to get. Imagine if family died, but everyone had headsets on. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's like that's already happening with cell phones in the diners. I feel like the diners are more quiet now than compared to if you walked in a diner back in the day. It would be so loud. Now they feel like they're like a library sometimes.
Rasma's description of the ritual was difficult to understand.
Yeah,
And the
that's
note was
what's-
much better.
and that's what's gonna
I
happen
think I know how to talk
with
with
the
my
if they
mother
have
again.
AR headsets on, if they're readily available. It might be a robot at that point. No, those are coming also. I think it's going to be like if you've ever played Detroit Become Human. I think that's going to be where we end up at some point. There'll be AI androids walking around, giving some people some chips supposedly for betas. Man, the future is going to be interesting. I think with all the movies and all the ideas that have been put out there about the future, I think people are going to have the will to make it happen. And I think the technology is going to eventually get there to where we can do these things. Yeah, I don't know if we as people can handle that. Yeah, I feel like they need to take take a few steps back. That there is no coming back. I don't know about that. Like, what I was thinking, like, what if the internet just like disappeared? Like, I don't know if the internet went down or something like that, and there was no internet. What would happen in that case?
Coming from the Black Lake.
And maybe it took like 2 years
You
for them to
feel
put
it?
the internet. They'll fix
hurry.
the internet, but the internet goes out and it's gone for like 2 years or something like that. You know.
Mother, please, can you hear me?
My little magpie, it's you.
I can save you from this, Mother. I promise. I can learn how to...
Nere, stop.
Go back.
I can't be saved from my own mistakes. This body is only a husk. My spirit must pass on.
Yeah.
And
But
you
now
must
that I've
let
played
me
the
go.
game, when I see it in real life,
Mother,
I'd be like,
no.
those sons of bitches, they knew this was
I
gonna happen.
need you.
You need to move on, magpie, without me. But I can help you one last time before I go. You have the divine blessing. Your blood is the necessary key.
Program them to break into people's houses or something?
Nere, you
Program
were
them
so
to rob banks or
loved.
something? Oh man.
Nerel.
The way is open.
Have a chip in
We
you?
have to go.
Something to keep you alive and heck goes.
Do you think Lilith is even
I don't know
still
if
here?
It's been so
The
long.
chip that keeps you
I'm
alive.
afraid she's won this one. Besides,
I don't know.
I have to
What would the chip be regular? That I think then
Take
you would
care.
be
of my mother.
you would be assuming that you would have
It's
some
not
kind of
over yet.
computer part in you,
Not for you.
like some kind of
No, this was
computerized
after Rosma.
pacemaker or something like that.
Find him. Learn why. I'll be back at the vault.
To interact with tech
All right.
without all the tech. Oh, you mean like a chip kind of that's in you that you can, I don't know, like project things, kind of like, you know, like Iron Man. You can see something like in your hand or something. Images in your hand, or an app. Or interact with an app but without a phone. You mean like an augmented reality where the chip is embedded in you? That would be crazy. I don't think I've seen a movie with something like that in it. Have I? No, with glasses maybe. But I know there has been talk of computer chips being into your body. I think for things like your identity. Yeah, like in I think Minority Report, they kind of touched on that, where like your eye, you know, they look at your eye, and that's like your passport or your identification, your driver's license or whatever. You can get balancing rhythms. That's a slippery slope for sure.
This place is full of Lilith's hatred.
You are the last visitor to my sanctum. Though you come too late, just as Lilith did before you. For it was my father, Inarius, who arrived here first.
Raw electric
It
stacks.
unfolded as my visions foretold. How we hurtle towards the prophecy's end.
Yeah, especially if there's money to be made off of it. It's just going to keep going on and on and on. Like, I guess if people didn't want the technology, the companies wouldn't make it. You know, they would find something else to make money off of it. Yeah. But as long as there's some kind of financial thing, they'll keep developing that technology.
Out of mana once again.
Typing in this thing. That's what's wrong. Where did this thing come? Oh shit. Time out, time out. Call time out on this thing here. Alright.
time to prepare that.
It started in dreams. I saw shattered images of the end of Sanctuary. The scales of a great serpent carried these visions. And so I went to visit him. My and the serpent's thoughts met, and the fragmented future was mended together. I put it down in order, and the prophecy was born.
Everything we've been mostly focusing on Tears of the Kingdom Hyrule Warriors. See anything that's made me go look forward to it. I'm in like the opposite boat. Like I really wanted to play Street Fighter 6 also a little bit, but I'm like, I can play Street Fighter 6 anytime.
We need to destroy the tumors to go any further.
I would have liked to also play Tears of the Kingdom, but now I really feel I need to finish Breath of the Wild before I even do that. The tumors. Adventure. Who would have thought? Anything to climb here? Can't teleport? Of course not. Teleport here. In Diablo 2, I would definitely be able to teleport to that. It's so close together. There's level 23. Spider-Man, Hot-Claw. Where's Miles Morales? Where's Miles Morales? Wasn't here for Peter's Venom arc. I don't see any, no downside to it, I guess. I'm surprised they haven't shown any more of the Wolverine game. I think they made that trailer just for the trailer. There was actually like no game. I don't feel like it would be the same as I liked it in the past. You're saying in the past you're talking about in the movie, or are you going back to the comics? Yeah, they're like make a scene in a bar with Wolverine. The comics and the movies. Yeah, I know, because in the movie there was no Miles Morales. So. But like sometimes it's interesting things. You bring in characters that weren't involved before, and maybe something changes, and then you have more to work with. All right, so level 23. I need to put a skill into Hydra. Break that up fully. Now the Hydra should be really strong. Baller. How do you like that Hydra?
I'm out of mana. I'm not ready yet.
See every leader eventually goes over to the symbiote and the death. Another Spider-Man helping it. But again, have 1 or 2 missions, then go. Okay, that's the arc. I don't know, in the games, I don't feel like they have any obligations to follow the story arcs. They're kind of like a new story. Is too crowded with characters?
Prophecy became my burden. There were others that knew. Ones that couldn't understand the nature of such a thing.
I think maybe the reception for Miles Morales was so good. Maybe they felt compelled to include it in the game. No matter what.
Himself as a savior, piercing hatred's heart and head.
I'm not ready yet.
Lizard, Craven, and Venom. Spider-Man can fight many of those, but everything he was same time. Well, they need multiple bosses for the game now. And I guess they have a lot of bosses to work with. Like they can save one for this, for the next game, and they can save 3 bosses for the game after that, and bosses for the game after that. First by each section for the villain, revealing all those villains. Oh, you don't want to see all the villains all up front? You would rather be surprised when you actually play the game. That maybe there was a villain that you didn't expect to be in the game, but they put him in the game. Oh shit. This way. One less prize, but not revealed 3 villains technically on the same scenes. The same. We'll start out. Yeah, I think I agree with you at your point. If they're gonna have 3 villains, only show me 1 in the trailers and stuff like that. Let the other 2 be a surprise to me. And as far as having them in the same scene, in the same fight, I guess maybe at the end of the game, maybe you can have them all in the same scene.
So I locked.
But if you have them all in the same scene early on in the game, I think it makes them all look weaker. Instead of having one, and you have to work to face him, and then you get like a reprieve, and then you get the other villain, and you have to work towards facing him, and he's and then at the end of the game, you can have all three of them, and then you're really like, oh, I'm screwed. Yeah, I see.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Because if they all just team up near the beginning, okay. You can't take Peter alone. Exactly. It makes them look weaker if they're all together early on in the game. Like, you know, Peter is equal to 3 of these guys, where it shouldn't be. It should be Peter is equal to this one guy, and then you beat him, and then he's equal to this other guy, and then you beat him, and then he's equal to this third guy, and then at the end of the game you have all 3, and you'd be like, ah, fuck. What am I gonna do? And then you have Miles Morales come in and kind of like even the score, where it's like 2-on-3 or something like that, you know? I'm gonna have a game with Sinister Six. I gotta watch it again. I don't remember too much about it. Tunic. I still have to. This is mostly forgotten. Yeah, I would like to see some characters that they didn't touch on in any of the movies.
Oh, you refuse to give me the key. You stand in the way of the Savior. The holy blood in your veins should be boiling.
Nothing you do will change the future I saw.
Obscure villains?
I create my own destiny.
Oh, you
In this
mean like
prophecy of
Maruki
yours
in a Persona 5
just
kind
a
of?
small part of it. It is wider, beyond comprehension of ungrateful spawns like yourself.
Oh, obscure in the fact that not a lot of people know the person. I see. I thought you were talking about like obscure in their relationship kind of thing. Not knowing if they're a good guy or a bad guy.
All you must understand is once I am victorious in hell, the high heavens will welcome me home, where I belong.
I wish it would be true, Father.
Curse this place. I'm being followed.
Like when you think Sinister Six would come blind as Goblin and Doc. Yeah. Because those were all in movies. Sandman been in 2 movies? Electro's been in 1. Doc Ock's been in 2. Well, they all been in at least 1 is what I'm trying to say. But now you have somebody else. Vulture's been in the he's been in the new Spider-Man movie. But if I was making a video game on Spider-Man, I would try to put in the villains that people haven't seen. So that way, if the people that have seen the movies want to find out about this villain, they have to play my game. I've been saying. Hydra Man? Yeah, I agree with you. I would put the obscure villains in the game to lure you into to play the game, because you don't get to see those characters in the movies. Potion, possible boss fight. Like if you ask the 6 people, go say Vulture, Doc Ock, Ultra, and Rhino. Yeah. Those are the ones I know because those are the ones I've seen in the movies from my standpoint. So if you introduced me to like the Negative Man, I think was in the first Spider-Man game, which I didn't finish. Now I want to play that game because I want to see who this Negative Man is. We got a bunch of other villains because they're yeah. Oh, Ulysses Lament.
Outsider, beyond this chamber, there's nothing but death and mourning. How fitting it shall be your grave.
See, just like I said. That intrigued me to play the game because I didn't know who he was.
I'm not ready yet. Ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
What the hell? Some news?
I'm not ready yet.
What? Alright, the first death has come. I don't even know how to defend against that. Or was he trying to help? Oh, I already did this one. Some villains are given... have to? Yeah. I guess maybe for the contingent of people who don't, maybe they don't know. Maybe you want a Green Goblin for the people that like Green Goblin. be in the Sinister Six. Aren't the Sinister Six defined? MCU? Not the MCU. In the comics?
I need time to prepare that.
You're just trying to help me.
I need time to prepare that.
Vulnerable! Unleash! Crazy. Oh shit!
I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that. Out of mana once again.
I'm not ready yet.
Hit him! Yes! Ooh, staff. Knights Penitent? He gets a hug. Nobody inside?
Vigo, who
Ah.
did this?
I have done all that was asked. The pain is gone now. This was a just punishment. A stronger man would have refused Venard's bribe. Nerel, Nerel, is she safe?
Yes, she is safe.
Our meeting is no coincidence. I came here to help. Will you give this to her for me?
Tombstone and
I should
Kingpin.
never have taken it.
I like the Kingpin from Daredevil. What's his name?
He's
Michael
so
Clark
dark.
Duncan.
I have repented. Do you think I was too late?
The Kingpin was in
No.
the first game.
Not too late. The light has come to carry you home. Do you not see it, friend?
Yes. Yes. I see it now. They have come.
Oh, what is
You
this?
didn't need that armor to prove your worth, friend.
Tombstone looked a little dumb in Spider-Man. Vico's protecting amulet. Oh, is this gotten from the quest? Like the video game? I'm not familiar with Tombstone. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't read the comics. This is... See? That's what the games offer for me. Best designs. Are they going to be in Spider-Man 2? Outside guns and DLC. So, okay. Hey. Many Republic players are immune. Oh, this is... They had the stories with Spider-Man. Beat him up easily. See, I don't like when they do that. Like what they did with Rhino in... he was in Amazing Spider-Man. Where he kind of... He was like... He just like busted him like in the beginning of the movie. And of course, reduction total. Is that better than this? Went to all defensive skills. I think he is smart, but still, exactly. This has a lucky hit up to 5.2 chance. While channeling, incinerate your burning damage, increase by 42%. Small section where you guide, and then quickly beat them up. Oh my god, it's shards. Oh wait, pants I need, right? Level 12, level 15. 1 rank of meteor. Reduction from distant enemies. 1 rank blizzard, I'm not using. 5-second reduction from distant. Yeah, that's probably better. if there's a chest. And there's not.
Give me the key to hell. I will not ask again.
You don't need to. I saw a vision of the key lifted from my corpse, under the watchful eyes of the great serpent in my sanctum. If you are chosen as you say, it will come to pass.
Balance is seen.
It's too quiet. Where is she?
She ain't gonna be here. It's way too early.
Is that him? Is that Rathma?
There's blood face. Cutscene.
I don't know if you would have chosen to stand beside me in this new world, Rathma. But I would have saved your place, just the same. And now, all that you might have been has been stolen from me. Stolen. This key unlocks more than the doors of hell. It unlocks our path to the future. A future made possible because of the price you paid. Your sacrifice will not have been in vain.
Ooh, kind of hot. Speak the name. Channelly incinerate. Damage. Ah, this is around incinerate scale. I think I know what skill that is. That must be incinerate. Channel. It's a beam fire. I was using this in Diablo 3. Why couldn't I get a skill that actually used like fireball?
I need time to prepare.
Who took this? Oh shit.
Vigo wanted you to have this.
He was a good man. And Lilith? Was she even there? Did you meet her?
Already gone by the time I arrived.
There is more. I can see that.
Lilith took a key to hell off Rathma's body.
Then it was all in vain. She's the only one who got what they wanted.
Neyrelle. She came seeking the Haradrim of legend. Seeking hope. She found neither. But her part in things was far from over. In truth, we would need her more than she needed us. Didn't seem that way at the time, though. For anyone. Inarius proved to be just as unreliable as I'd feared. His self-obsession had driven him to murder his son, Rathma. And from the corpse left behind, Lilith had taken a key to hell. Where would she use it? We could only depend on ourselves to find out.
Quest complete. Lightning resist, shadow resist, cold damage, fire damage, lightning damage. Level 19, this is level 14. I don't even have a mastery skill yet. Would that give it to me? Where are the masteries? no show here. Show. Let's see. Abilities. No. I think it only gives you the masteries once you've unlocked the masteries. Mastery skills. So now I can go over here. How are you supposed to know when the act ends? Just got rid of level 35. So I guess you can go harder pieces. Actually, this is level 37, 38, 40, 35. Alright. Give me some more. I gotta check into if I should do the side quest or should I go on to the next main quest. Alright. I'll take a look at that off stream. I'll call it a stream for now. It's been a long day. I'll try to be back on tomorrow. It's tomorrow, Friday. I like my chances of being on tomorrow. And then I'll have the weekend. The weekend will be here. I can't go out. It's not advised to go outside, so more Diablo goodness to come. And thanks, Rabbit, for hanging out in the chat today. And I will see you guys on the next stream. Have a good night.